Okay. Well, good morning. Dr. Chris here, your online family doctor, making medicine easy for you to have a healthy life. So, this morning, ano ba? Happy Saturday. Saturday na ba ngayon? Hindi ko. Yeah, Saturday ngayon. It's May 23. Ang interesting topic natin for this morning, siguro gawin ko na itong regular kasi gusto ko din i-include yung mga topics na to on a basis na maging helpful siya sa mga patients as well as good source of information. That will provide some guidelines na pwedeng makakatulong kumbaga for prevention and also meaningful information about certain diseases. So, ang napili ko ngayong araw na to ay yung topic namin kagabi. Very interesting kasi. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease or COPD. I'll try to tackle a different topic also on the next few days, siguro pneumonia. Pero yung what's striking was last night, we had a topic on COPD. Quick background sa mga patients na nakikita namin. Ang dami kasing pasyente na smokers. I do annual physical examinations of employees, government and private employees sa private practice ko, and nakikita ko when I ask, hello ma'am, sir, do you smoke? And then most of the time they say yes. I see this much with male employees compared to female employees. Kasi ang reason, most of the time they mention this is para pantanggal ng stress, and yung stress na to ay dulot ng trabaho. Well, I could agree that work is really stressful. Then the next step there is assess kung ano ba, were there any damages already sa kanilang kalusugan in terms of the long exposure ng paninigarilyo. So, true enough, I noticed that some of those patients already develop hypertension. And then also, some of them, they frequently cough or ubo ng ubo, especially sa umaga. And then, nakikita ko din na sa track of their history, there are histories of recurrent pneumonia or upper respiratory tract infection. Nagkakaroon siya ng infection sa lalamunan. And then, if you notice, nung pag makikita namin sa mga screening din namin, they've been smoking at most half a pack a year or 1 pack a year. Especially sa mga medyo may edad ng mga lalaki na empleyado. So, this is very alarming because once your body breaks down, kumbaga, because of inflammation, magde-develop ko na tinatawag natin chronic obstructive pulmonary disease or COPD. So, yung topic namin kagabi was what were the cases, what were the management and prevention. And for me, as a family doctor is key in primary care service and primary care management, and as well as prevention is always our major goal para maiwasan natin maulit yung sakit na to. So, syempre, yung unang mong i-address, if let's say, for example, a patient came in sa emergency room, you have to address the reason bakit siya napunta sa emergency room. So, exacerbation, treat the exacerbation, meaning, ang nabanggit ni Dr. Revilla last night was, so, there is sudden change of the productivity of the cough or lumala yung ubo in less than 14 days. Okay? And also, there are parameters na chine-check if magkakaroon siya ng episode of exacerbation. So, ang ganda. Kapag nakuha yun, it's important na we do the appropriate management for the patient, especially providing if it's necessary to give antibiotics, IV medication, and if kailangan siyang ma-admit. So, COPD has a lot of steps na kailangan undertake, okay, especially in the management. Kung i-admit siya, okay, you have to do a classification if it's a regular ward or a pulmonary ward or the ICU. Okay? Now, if it, let's say, for example, the patient is amenable or kailangan siya or need niya ay discharge lang or let's say outpatient department, now that is also an option, di ba? Lalo na if non-severe naman siya or hindi naman siya complicated. Now, kung outpatient-based naman ito, ang importante naman sa atin as a primary care doctor is you have to also address the symptoms. So, nagbibigay kami ng long-acting muscarinic antagonist, tapos LABA or LABA and LAMA. Okay, may mga inhalers tayo na provide. So that will be provided by your doctor separately. So that is dapat na-assess ka ng doctor mo bago ka makapag-avail ng mga ganitong gamot. Okay, now, ang importante din na kailangan natin pag-usapan is how to prevent this. Ano ba yung reason bakit ka nagkakaroon ng ganitong uring sakit? So what was the root cause? Well, key takeaway dun sa nabanggit ko kanina is the frequent smoking is one of those causes. Okay? So kung frequent smoker ka, we have to target the root cause. So we have to avoid or we have to stop the chain of smoking sa inyong lifestyle, kumbaga. Kasi if we could look at the current guidelines for COPD, tingnan natin. Yan. So the prevention and management of COPD, sa first line pa lang dyan, all individuals who smoke should be strongly encouraged and supported to quit. So quitting is hard at first, but if you're guided by a doctor correctly, it is achievable. May mga options tayo. Nicotine replacement therapy by means of a nicotine gum, and then pharmacotherapy. May mga gamot na pwede makatulong ma-reduce yung urge. Okay, though it's a little bit hard to look or identify or kung saan makakuha, maka-avail. Most nowadays, yung alam namin mga gamot parang nag-phase out ata. Yung iba sa gobyerno, hindi sila nag-push ng mga ganitong gamot na pwedeng makapag-benefit sa mga kababayan natin, di ba? And then also, yun nga, kung na-reduce yung urge natin manigarilyo, it also increases abstinence rate and also it will also promote a better outcome for patients. Now, ano pa yung mga pwede natin isulong? Okay, aside from providing medication. Siyempre, yung community perspective for a patient na may COPD. In a community, it's important na mapupush natin yung total ban of cigarettes. Let's say, sa household pa lang, importante na walang maninigarilyo para yung ibang member ng family hindi ma-impluensya ang manigarilyo. Okay? Na-mention ng isang kakilala ko or kaibigan ko online na one of his relative had problems with heart issues, no? Or heart or lung issue, tapos because of smoking. Then sabi niya, i-enjoy na daw muna. Pero I think that was just a joke. Pero importante, sana siya, mas stop niya na rin yung paninigarilyo. I think he's into jogging now already. Kung alam mo na, that's a good thing. Maganda yan. And I support that. Okay? However, sabi dito, may mga nagbabanggit kasi kung pwede ba ang vape as a substitute for smoking. Sabi na rin sa guidelines for COPD, there is no evidence to support the effectiveness and safety of e-cigarettes as a smoking cessation aid. So, no. Wala siyang benepisyo sa atin. Okay? So, wag nyo na lang tangkahin, gamitin as a way of cessation. Okay? Next line. The main treatment goals are to reduce symptoms and to reduce risk of. Hello? Ayan. Wala ako. The main treatment goals are to reduce symptoms and future risk of exacerbations. And the management strategies for stable COPD should be predominantly based on the assessment of symptoms and history of exacerbations. Sabi ko kanina, exacerbations, yung biglang worsen ng symptoms niya ng pagproduce ng plema, okay, within a span of 2 weeks. So kung panay-panay yung nangyayari yun, mag-base tayo doon kung ano yung appropriate na gamot. Kaya dapat magpatingin. Huwag hayaang isang tabi ang iyong karamdaman. Okay? Importante din na malaman natin, well, for pharmacological treatment na yan, inhaler technique should also be assessed regularly, sabi niya dyan, di ba? Sabi dito, regularly. So, tingnan natin kung ano yung mga available na inhalers. Sa inhalers naman, meron tayong dry powder inhaler, tsaka metered dose inhaler. So, kung ano yung, alam mo yung pinapress, sinasabayan na huminga, that's your metered dose inhaler. Meron naman yung capsule na pinuputok, tapos saka mo higupin yung laman, that's your dry powder inhaler. So, whichever is which na mas appropriate sa'yo, yun yung magiging ideal na makakapag-provide ng compliance sa inyong pasyente. No? Ito, next, vaccines. Ito yung importante natin makapag-usapan. Okay, I think this will be the main creme de la creme ng topic natin this morning. So, vaccines. Well, COVID-19 vaccines are highly encouraged. Now, I know tapos na ang COVID pandemic, but still, COVID is now, kumbaga, na-normalize na siya within the environment. And pwede pa rin magkaroon ng COVID ang isang pasyente, especially kung bumagsak ang resistensya niya. If you take note of the story, I think na headline to, si Ms. Chris Aquino nagkaroon recently ng positive na COVID-19 result. Even post-pandemic, kumbaga, di ba? So, ang nangyari dyan is more likely the immune system was a bit low and she contracted the virus. Supportive naman ang gamutan nun. Pero for prevention, it's always important that you have the vaccines, okay? The vaccine for COVID-19. Next, influenza vaccination and pneumococcal vaccination. Okay, dapat yan is regularly, may every year kang flu shots, okay? Especially the updated flu shots every year. And then for pneumococcal, check if you have the PCV 23 or 25. Ano, nakalimutan ko yung number, baka pagalitan ako. Pero pneumococcal vaccine should be updated. I think you should always have it up to date every around 5 years. So at least meron ka doon. It reduces the risk of lower respiratory tract infections like your pneumonia. Okay? Now, ito yung interesting kagabi. Tdap. Tdap, so tetanus, diphtheria, and a cellular pertussis. Kasi may mga ubo ngayon na medyo malala. Ubo ng yung tipong yung halak niya ay tuloy-tuloy, maingay, and the recurrence of prolonged coughing signals our need na kailangan nang ibalik. Okay? Ang recommendation that we should push for Tdap na meron tayo. Kung maalala nyo, itong tetanus na bakuna, yung Tdap, binibigay ito ng bata kayo. As early as sa CDC is 11 to 12 years of age, no? So dapat meron ka na nun. And then you update the vaccine when you grow old. When you reach the age of adulthood, every 10 years meron kang Tdap. So that is also seen sa, tignan natin kung makukuha ko siya. Makukuha siya dito eh. Wait ko yung share. Share ko yung isang slide. Diphtheria. Yeah. Okay, so diphtheria recommendations from the CDC. If you notice, you have 5 doses, as early as 7 up to 12 adolescent. Yeah, single dose of Tdap is recommended for adults 11 to 12 years of age. Now, catch-up growth, pwede pa rin naman kung let's say hindi niya na-miss na yung years na yon. For adulthood, recommends vaccination every 10 years for all adults to maintain protection against diphtheria, the one that causes your coughing, severe coughing na bacteria. So, importante meron tayo yan. Okay? Especially sa mga pasyente na may COPD kasi malala ang pag-ubo nila. Okay? So, diphtheria is a must recommendation. Okay. Now, Hopefully, nakuha niyo na. May other mga vaccines na kailangan din i-push. Sabi pala dito. Okay, balik. Ay la, kailangan ko palang tanggalin ulit. Sige, tanggalin ko. Ibalik ko ulit yung isang. Yan. Yan. Other vaccines na na-recommend, yan. Shingles vaccines or the one that is responsible. Herpes simplex virus. Herpes zoster pala, sorry. The one that causes adult varicella or chickenpox. Kasi malala ito, it can worsen your heart problems and also systemic problems and very painful. So sana meron din kayong bakuna sa mga matatanda ng shingles. Okay? Then also respiratory syncytial virus. I'm not sure kung meron available sa Pilipinas, pero those are the vaccines. Again, COVID-19, influenza, pneumococcal, Tdap vaccine, and as well as your, for special populations or elderlies, like your shingles and your RSV vaccines. Okay? Now, pinaka-punot dulo dapat, again, before I end this video, quit smoking. Okay? Quit smoking, it's always an important pitch point na pag-usapan natin yun. Kung nahihirapan kayo, patingin lang sa doktor, sabihin nyo sa kanila kung ano yung dapat paraan para ma-cut natin yung cycle ng smoking, because we can do counseling, we can provide a program for you para makatulong ma-overcome mo ang smoking addiction. Okay? And that ends, I think, yung video natin for this morning. Hopefully may natutunan kayo. Aga-aga, no? Gusto na ng kape. Si Mrs. ay nakaupo na doon. And I hope you learned a lot. Kahit some bits of COPD prevention. Again, this is Doc Chris, your online family doctor, making medicine easy. Ay, wait lang ba? Wala. If you have any questions, comments about the topic for today, feel free to drop it on the comment section. Give this page a like, a share, subscribe, and also please do support other local content creators. We have a Discord sa description. Pwede nyo puntahan if you want to join. It's for good governance. So importante, we have a good blooming community that is supportive for everyone, diba? And if you want to suggest some videos about health na pwede natin pag-usapan, you could comment down below, or you could email me for some topics, okay? Na pwede natin pag-usapan. And then we could include that on the next videos. Ayun lang naman. Again, this is Dr. Chris, your online family doctor, making medicine easy for you to have a healthy life. Bye-bye. Good morning. And let's end the stream.